Hi guys, I'm Hannah Martin and I'm a pro makeup artist at Bobbi Brown. Recently I've had lots of requests on my Instagram page to film my makeup application. I've been posting lots of before and afters because personally I find them really helpful. So I thought, why not? Let's have a go at filming so you can see what I use and how I use it. So I'm just going to film my everyday makeup for you today. Generally when I'm getting ready for work this is very quick, but I'll talk you through it all so it might take me a little longer than normal. Now out of the shower this morning I already applied a little bit of the Bobbi Brown serum. This is the extra serum, so it's got all of the vitamins, antioxidants and minerals that my skin needs, but also with some hydrating benefit. So I've already done that once purely because I have a dehydrated skin that feels very tight after the shower, but I'm just going to do a little more now before I do my makeup primer. Now I absolutely love the vitamin enriched face base. It is one of my favourite makeup primers to use on clients, but I also love it on myself. It's not too rich, it has quite a soft sheen, it's not like a wet slip. So this is really good for hydrating my dehydrated skin without being too rich, because although my skin is dehydrated, I do produce quite a lot of oil throughout the day, so I don't want to be applying too many oils. Oof! First thing in the morning. I cannot tell you already how much better that feels. And then what I love to do to combat the dehydration is use a little bit of this jar of Wonder, and this is Bobbi's Extra Repair Moisturising Balm, and it's really thick and rich, so I only use like less than a pea size, and I rub it in between my fingers just to warm it up and activate it, and then I simply press wonderful into my face base, and that will just give my skin that little bit of an extra drink. Love it. And then I just need to make sure my under eye is hydrated before my concealer, so I'm using a little bit, oh here we go, of Bobbi's hydrating eye cream. We do have a richer eye cream in the extra range, which I also love, but I use that in the night time as a treatment. So I just want to make sure that's really nicely blended in. I'm not putting any on my top lid at this point, purely because it could cause my eye makeup to smudge. Oh, lest we forget, lip balm, so important. If you're going to be wearing lipstick, or even if you're not, don't forget to hydrate your lips, especially in the colder weather. Your lips can become dry and chapped, and that's not such a good look. Lovely. I should be glowing, am I? I hope so. Okay, so step one, corrector. Corrector and concealer is the secret of the universe. Thank you very much, Bobbi Brown. And just by applying a little bit, you'll see straight away how those dark shadows in the inner corner of my eyes disappear. Now, I would be lost without this product. Honestly, it's an absolute lifesaver. When my son was born, he didn't sleep for a good year, and doing that little bit of bisque corrector made me feel so much better, and it still does to this day. So I've applied it with the concealer blending brush, which I love. It's a nice thick paddle-headed brush, so it does a lot of work really quickly. And then over the top I'm going to use my concealer. So concealer comes in the same tone as your foundation. So I'm a warm beige foundation, so over the top of my bisque corrector I'm taking the warm beige concealer, and that will make the under eye tone skin tone correct, so the same colour as my face. Look at that, I love it, just instantly so much brighter and fresher. So I always use the brush just to get it on, and as you can see I use my middle finger just to tap it into the skin. So I'll repeat the same on the other side. Now, whilst the shadows under my eye are slightly bluey pinky, therefore I use a pinky bisque corrector. If the shadow under your eye was slightly more browny, then it might be that a peach corrector is better for you. So peachy toned correctors do a really good job of neutralising a slightly more browny shadow under the eye. thankfully, we have just launched at Bobbi Brown loads new correctors, loads more new correctors in different tones. So for those of you who've tried a peach bisque before, we've got some shade extensions that you will absolutely love. So if you're not sure what colour your corrector and concealer are, do head to your nearest Bobbi Brown studio and an artist there will help you find the correct colours. It can be a bit tricky because various people's skin tone will vary, the intensity of the shadow under the eye will vary. Sometimes I use a slightly different corrector, so I sometimes use light to medium or even light bisque if I want a slightly brighter look under the eye. Now I'm ready to go on with my foundation. I'm going to use my fave foundation. This is the Intensive Skin Serum foundation. So not only does it have all that benefit of the serum in it, it also has really lovely medium coverage. Now I've just squeezed the pipette in the bottle. I'm now going to squeeze out a drop onto my hand and replace in my bottle there. I really love the Doppler, it's fab. Now with a full coverage brush, I'm just going to start blotting, I suppose, the foundation over my face. And can you believe it, in the mornings when I'm getting ready with my son, I often don't even look in the mirror, I just get working at blending it all over my face. And you should see that whilst the coverage doesn't look heavy, actually it's really gently evening out my skin tone and giving me a nice neutralised palette to work with. I've got a fair amount of high colour in my skin, and by high colour I mean slightly pinky tones, and this foundation does a really good job of toning down those pinky tones and giving me a much more neutral palette to work with. So again, as you can see, I'm just stippling and then blending with the full coverage brush right up to the hairline. But then I'm going to, in a second, I'm going to just use my hands to blend and set the makeup into my skin. So those of you whose makeup I've done before will know that I do this to my clients, but simply using the warmth of your hands will just help melt the makeup into the skin, and it also takes off any excess product on your hands. So if you've ever done your foundation and looked in the mirror and thought, oh golly, that looks quite makeup-y, then I suggest you give this smushing, as Bobbi calls it, a go. So I've had some wonderful experiences working alongside Bobbi during our training, and so often Bobbi has looked at my makeup and agreed that it looks good, but she simply smushed and kind of blended the makeup and softened the edges with her hands, and the difference is remarkable. It looks so much better. Okay, so now I've got my corrector and concealer on. I'm going to set my concealer with some powder, and this comes with the concealer. So with an eye blender brush, I'm just going to sweep it into the powder and then just pat it over my concealer. And that will just make sure that the concealer is locked in place all day. Now, as a pro artist at Bobbi Brown, I do a lot of travelling, I do lots of different events, I'm in a different place every day, and I don't carry a makeup bag. I never have done, and the joy with Bobbi's products is that once you've applied your makeup, that's it. You don't really need to be touching up throughout the day if you've done it right first time round. Now I'm setting my foundation here with the Skin Weightless Powder Foundation. I love this compact. Whilst you can use it on its own as a foundation, I really like using a little bit to set my liquid foundation. It just gives the skin, again, a really lovely finish. It does add a little coverage to the makeup. Look, I've got a brush here that loves my under eye. There we go. It does add a little bit of coverage, but I don't mind that. I quite like a natural looking makeup, but I don't mind looking made up, if that makes sense. So now I need a little bit of colour, so I'm going to use my medium bronzer. The medium bronzer has a slightly more cinnamony undertone, and that works well on my skin because I've got that high colour. So I like to take my bronzer over the higher points of my cheek and blend it back into the hairline. Let's get a bit more of that. In my opinion, well, I certainly can never have too much bronzer. You see that? Oh yeah, you see that colour. And then we'll take a little bit of the same over the top of the forehead and the temples. I think with me, bronze is the thing that makes me feel probably most healthy and human. When other people do my makeup, they often don't use quite as much bronzer as I use. And yeah, I don't quite feel like me. Important point here, I'm just warming my neck through. It's really important that even if you do like a fair amount of bronzer on the face, that you make sure the colour matches. So I always have to make sure I warm my neck so that my face isn't significantly darker than the rest of my body. Have I got enough on there? Most likely, but if in doubt, add a little bit more. You just want to make sure that you join the areas together. So yes, I've put some through the centre of the face, but really my key points are to keep it through the outer corners and reserve the apples of the cheek for blusher. And I'm going to do my blush now, and I thought I probably should use my all-time favourite, and that is the Pale Pink blush from Bobbi Brown. Whilst it looks really bright, you have to trust me, it's actually a really pretty, soft, bluey pink. So I'm applying it with my sheer powder brush, and what I suggest you do when doing it to yourself is just smile at yourself and then dust over the apple of the cheek and blend it back to meet your bronzer. So you want to keep it nice and high and blend it back. See, I just think that's really pretty. I use this a lot on brides actually, because it ensures, you know, brides have that kind of gorgeous bridal flush, and it's not that reddy kind of tone, which so often can look ruddy as opposed to fresh and pretty. And also I think a bluey pink photographs much better than a kind of a coral. That's my opinion. I'm just going to make sure that's blended, so I'm just going to take my full coverage brush just over the cheeks slightly and just buff that in. Nice pink cheeks, I love it. Some people, when I get that out, they look at me and say, oh, I don't want to look like Aunt Sally. And I'm like, trust me, I'm not in the business of making people look bad. Okay, brows, super important. I'm just going to use the dark brow kit from Bobbi Brown. Amazingly, it's got 2 mirrors inside, a normal one and, thank the Lord, a magnifying one. Oh, can you see that? Which makes doing your brows super easy. It also comes with a brow brush and a mini set of tweezers. So if you're stuck on the run, you can do a little quick pluck. So I'm going to use a full-size brow brush, and I'm simply going to sweep some of the darker shadow through my brows, following the direction of the growth of the hair, to add a little bit of colour behind the brows that are already there. Now, we offer lots of different brow products at Bobbi Brown. We have the brow kits, we have the perfectly defined long wear brow pencils, which are amazing. Brilliant if you're losing some of the hair in your brow, or if you have any gaps or scars you need filling. 24-hour wear, it doesn't budge. And then we've got the brow shapers, which are gels, so a bit like eyebrow mascara, which you can take through the brow. You can also use them to cover any greys in your hairline if necessary. But I love to use powder shadow if I'm doing something quick. So this is a quick brow, not necessarily a perfect brow. You can see already, oh, is that a bit strong? You can see already that the definition and the frame is taking shape. So now I want to do a bit of eye makeup. My son is often clambering all over me first thing in the morning when I'm trying to do my makeup. So speed is of the essence. So I'm going to use the taupe long wear cream shadow stick. Can you see that? There we go. I feel like a real YouTuber now using my hand. And it's a beautiful, slightly warmer than my lid shade skin tone. So I simply sweep it all over my lid from the bullet. And the joy is, this stuff, again, it dries completely waterproof, so it's there all day. So you can see I've not got it on perfectly by any means, but then I simply take my ring finger and blend it all the way over the lid, right up to the crease of the eye. And that just gives me a natural lid tone that I like. Again, this is just kind of my quick everyday makeup. I will certainly do videos of other looks if you so wish. If there's anything you would like to see, just comment. Oh, I'm getting down with the lingo. Just comment below and I'll happily do my best to meet your request. So, gel eyeliner. I'm sure a lot of you out there have used the Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner before, but I'm going to use it with the ultra fine eyeliner brush, a synthetic brush that just picks up enough product, but then helps it lay on the skin really nicely. Now I'm going to use the side of my brush, and I'm simply going to do lots of little strokes, as you can see, all along the lash line from one corner all the way to the other. Now the trick is, as you can see, is to keep your eye open and focus in the mirror as you apply your gel. It sounds so obvious, but so many women I meet instinctively try and kind of shut one eye and lean into the mirror and then try and scribble. It's really difficult, so keep your eyes open, focus in the mirror, and use the side of the brush and rest it on your lower lash line. Now I like a slightly more smudgy look, so I'm going to use a smoky liner brush, and I'm just going to go over the edge of my black ink. Oh, that's nice. And just soften that liner. Liner in moments, ladies. So I'm going to go again in with the black ink gel liner. Now on my left eye, I start in the outside corner, so going all the way along the lash line again, and then I didn't realise I did this until I filmed myself. I then use the edge side of the brush again, but I turn my hand and my elbow and get it again right into the inside corner of the eye. So you can leave gel in a blunt line if you so wish. However, I'm a fan of a slightly smokier looking eye, so I get it on in a somewhat splodgy manner first thing, and then I take smoky liner brush and just buff, as I did earlier, the edges, so you get a slightly more smoky look. Lovely jubbly. Now for a more intense look, I'd simply do more gel, but just for a quick everyday, I'm a hair fiddler, I apologise, for an everyday look, I think I'll leave it at that. Quick note with gel liner, it is still a liquid product, although it's pretty hard, so just make sure you keep the lid on at all times to ensure that it lasts till the very end. We don't want it drying out. Now, pièce de résistance is this bad boy, the Bobbi Brown eye-opening mascara. It was new this January, and oh my goodness, it's insane, and I love it. Oh, did you hear that pop? Look at that huge wand. Isn't it amazing? Now I'll try and apply it for you without doing my silly mascara face, but there's no promises. So all you do is simply drag the mascara through the lashes from the very base of the lashes right to the tip, and you'll notice I'm just pulling as opposed to doing some kind of almighty wiggle, and I find that if you wiggle too much you could actually clump the lashes together, and you don't want to do that. So just drag the wand through your lashes. I'll then turn the wand, can you see that? I'll turn the wand on its head and just use the tip to catch my lower lashes. Now some people think that doing too much mascara on your lower lashes makes your lashes look spidery. I'm a huge fan actually, I just think it looks really pretty. So there we go, one eye with, one eye without. I'll repeat on the other side, so I've just topped up my brush. No pumping, ladies, you'll dry out your mascara. So again, from the base of the lashes, just drag this brilliant big wand through from the root of the lashes right to the tip. Avoid doing too much wiggling, because that could indeed cause the lashes to clump together. Oh, there's so much mascara on this wand. It's amazing. I could get really good coverage just from this one pump. And actually, let's do what Bobbi does. She turns the wand on its head and then pulls that through the lashes for a little bit of extra drama. Love it. Look at me painting my eyelid. Good job is. I can just sweep it away instantly. And then again, I'll use the head of the brush just on my lower lashes to add a bit of weight there. Now I often do a bit of liner under my lashes, so I'll have a look in a sec and see if I think I need it. But for me, really, girls, that's a very conservative mascara application. So I'm just going to do a wee bit more. If I get the hang of editing, then I'll edit this bit and speed it up. But I hope you can see that actually you can get really good lash coverage with this mascara with very little work. And I can't tell you how much brighter I feel when I've got good mascara lifting my lashes and giving me that wide-eyed look. You'll notice I didn't curl my lashes, but actually that's because this mascara and its big wand does all the curling work for you, so there's no need to curl your lashes. And actually that's great for me at the moment because I'm such a lash queen that I had been curling my lashes a lot. Well, I have done all my life really. I used to sit and watch my mum do it. But I've lost a couple of lashes recently. I don't know what that's about, so it's really good for my lashes to have a break from the old curlers. Implements of torture as they look. But yeah, as I said, this mascara gives you that big wide-eyed look. Anyway, and then for my everyday lip, I've chosen to show you this, which is the pale pink, look at that makeup on my hand, the pale pink lipstick from Bobbi Brown, which my lovely manager had engraved. I hope you can see that with my initials. It should say HM just there, which I thought was a really lovely thing to do for Christmas. And this is just a lip colour that looks pretty much like my lips. Whilst I love experimenting with lip colour, it's so handy to have a colour that you can just apply, you know, from your handbag without looking and know it looks supernatural. So I'm just going to perfect my makeup with a tiny bit of retouching powder from Bobbi Brown. This is available on the website and in the freestanding stores. Have any of you been to the freestanding stores? We've got Westfield, Shepherd's Bush, Windsor, beautiful Covent Garden, Brighton is our newest freestanding store, St Andrews. Have I forgotten anywhere? Possibly. If I have, I apologise. Oh, Canary Wharf. There you go. For all you city dwellers. Though Canary Wharf strictly isn't in the city, is it? I get confused with the city. Good job, because I don't belong there. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. My kind of everyday, easy, quick makeup. I know I've talked a lot. I want to really quickly show you how to get this stuff off. Most days I use this, which is the Bobbi Brown Soothing Cleansing Oil. A couple of pumps into the palm of your hand. You massage it into your dry makeup, splash on a bit of water and it turns to a milk, and then work it into your mascara, rinse off, and it's done. So complete makeup removal in one fell swoop. Alternatively, oh look, another makeup brush here. I use this, which is the Bobbi Brown Extra Balm Rinse. I wish you had smell-o-vision because this stuff smells insane. It's jam-packed full of olive oil and orange oil, and again, an amazing, luxurious moisturising makeup remover. And if any of you were wondering, my nails, whoop, I'm wearing this, which is the new Peony. I hope it's called Peony. I think it's called Peony. Pink nail varnish from our red and pink collection, which is out now. Kind of fun. I normally wear either neutrals or like reds on my nails, but I thought, hey, let's give it a go. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you like it, click the like button. Whoop! If you have any requests for makeup looks that you'd like me to film for you, please add it in the comments below. And yeah, do give me any feedback. This is a first attempt and I've got a lot to learn. But I hope some of you found it useful nonetheless. Okay, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you all soon.